Do you know what the Running Man is? Do you know what an Ironman is? Today we're going to find out one of the other, maybe both if we get lucky. Today's guest is Jonathan G.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Of course, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Excited, happy to be here. I see you doing big things over there. So,
I appreciate it, man.
Came by, show some love.
Highly appreciate it. Highly appreciate it. Got to keep the cooler with them ready.
Get them ready.
Instead of getting up, going to the fridge, wasting time.
My man.
Preparation. And I got the rag. I got it all. Yes. Everything we need, I got.
Prepared. I like that.
Oh, yeah. So let's jump straight in.
Yeah,
What is an Ironman?
So let's see. So Ironman, it kind of originated. I forget the time frame and everything. So basically, it started off. You had this elite, like Olympic swimmer who was basically, the best of the best in swimming. You had an elite bike rider, an elite cyclist, and an elite runner. So they were all, I guess, super competitive. So they decided, let's see, who's the best athlete and who can perform at the highest level. So they came up with this event, which was the triathlon. So they said, one of them was really good at swimming, one of them was really good at biking, the other one was really good at cycling. So they said, you know what, let's put it all together and see who can do it the best. So it's kind of like how the triathlon was birthed. And so Ironman is probably one of the largest and most popular event hosts that do these triathlon events. So they have two different distances. They have the half distance Ironman, which is it's a 1.2 mile swim, 56 mile bike ride, and a 13.1 mile run. So basically like a half marathon. And now the full distance, which is the one that I just completed recently. And by the way, it's actually the longest recorded Ironman distance out of all the Ironman races in the world that they have. Not by much.
Wow, but even if it's a centimeter, bro. Even if it's a centimeter.
Not by much, but
it's a big deal.
But listen, man, I trained a lot for it. This is something I'm passionate about, man. I really enjoyed it. But so the Ironman Chattanooga is a 2.4 mile swim. And then from there you do a 116 mile bike ride. And then from there you run a full marathon, 26.2 miles. And you got about 2 transition times in between. You transition from the swim to the bike and from the bike to the run.
Wow. So what's the transition like? You just dry off, change, and go?
So they have the events are organized pretty well. They have you have your bags set up. So you have like your run bag and your bike bag, right? So you have from the swim to the bike, you have like your helmet, your cycling shoes, food, any type of snacks. I put like a sandwich in there.
What
What
was it?
I put what I have in there had turkey, cheese, and salami. Some of the sodium, some of the protein, some of the carbs for the bag. You know what I mean? It was very strategic.
Balance.
I
like that.
So
mayo, butter.
I was gonna do it, but it would get soggy and all that, sitting in the bag, and then it's out there in the sun. So I was like, I'll just. But at that time, man, you're so hungry coming out that swim, it don't even matter, bro.
100%.
Yeah, but yeah, you kind of get ready, changes, put on all your stuff, you dry up, and one of the main number one things you have to put on is that chafing cream, bro.
On your nipples? Where?
Everywhere, bro.
Everywhere something rubs.
Everywhere something, bro. Everywhere where there's friction, trust me, you will suffer after that race if you're not protected properly. So
you went into this one prepared.
Oh yeah. This was actually my third.
Oh, but not Ironman.
My first
right?
full Ironman, and I did 2 half distances before.
I see.
So my first half distance Ironman was in Atlantic City, actually.
Oh, nice.
I ended up in Atlantic City, and then my second.
But like, where is it? Is it long distances? That's how you're doing these long runs, or is it just like a short area they keep doing over and over?
Usually they'll do like So for this, the one I did in Tennessee, it was basically like 2 loops. So you go out about 11 miles, and I believe each loop was 47 or 57 miles. So you're doing like a 40 or 57-mile loop, 47, and then you come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like the half distance are usually like go out, do like a one big loop or whatever, and come back. So it kind of, I think it really depends on where exactly you're where the race is being held at.
Yeah.
So,
How was Atlantic City? Where was it?
it was actually, so there's a Bay Area where they had the swim. The bike ride was down the highway. You kind of went down. Like I said, it was 56, so you actually went down. I think the loop was like maybe 15 miles or so. Then you came back, and then the run was actually nice because it was right there on the boardwalk of Atlantic City. So
That's dope.
so you got
That's
the people
dope.
out there cheering up there for you. I mean, which was well needed because that was my first one. So when I, dude, I was not prepared.
You appreciate the cheers.
Yeah, man. The supporters, the volunteers, man, they're amazing. You know, they keep you going because I think my first one when I hit like mile 4 on the run, I was done. I couldn't. I had no more gas in the tank. I'm like, yo, I still got to do like another 11 miles, 10 miles. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to finish this race.
But could you bring it down to a walk, or you have to run?
You can. So there's time cutoffs. So you could walk, run, but you definitely have to be mindful of where, you know what I'm saying, where you're at and stuff like that.
So you got the watch on, and you're constantly looking at it?
Exactly, yeah.
Damn. That's sick, man. So so what else about this thing? I feel like it's such a big event and I don't know anything about it. What else you think you could share with us?
Let's see, man. I think I mean it's
How do you sign up?
So I did my first Ironman was because they have a few different distances, right?
Cheers, man.
Salute. So before I actually started getting into Ironman, I was doing like those Spartan races and Tough Mudders, like little obstacle races. So I came back to New York, and my uncle, he was actually he was doing them. So I had no idea what these triathlons were even were. So I I found out, I was talking to him. So my first one was actually, they just had it recently in New York, the New York City Tri. So that one's an Olympic distance. So the Olympic distance is a little bit shorter. It's about like 800 meters, a 25-mile bike ride, and then like a 6-mile run. So like a 10K at the end. So that was my first actual one. And it was dope, man. I just got hooked, man. I got addicted.
Yeah.
Bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Listen, everybody that I tell when I tell them like the distances and all that, they're like, yo, what's wrong with you, bro?
Nah, it's dope. You're putting yourself through physical things that you know you can do.
Yeah.
You know you could do it.
Yeah. So it's
That's dope.
and yeah,
Testing yourself.
So they so that was my first one. I got hooked, man. I got addicted to it, and I was like, yo, when's the next one? Like, I got to do the next one. And then that's when I started investing in, like, a better bike, the wetsuit, better running sneakers, better quality running sneakers, because there's a lot of important, like, tools that you need to, complete these races also. But one of the things I love about it is they're all over the world, man. You can go into like the Ironman. Usually I sign up on the Ironman website. And the registrations, you can register for the halves or the fulls, but they have them everywhere, man. There's some, I would say, like bucket list races that I want to do. There's one in Singapore. They have a half Ironman in Singapore. That's been one of my, like,
You definitely got to do that.
That's one of my top places to go to.
That's an experience right there.
They just started one in Tokyo also.
Oh man, that's gotta be sick.
That's what I'm saying. So those are, because it's cool. You go out there, you do the race, and then you stay for like another week and a half, 2 weeks, and you enjoy the country and stuff like that. So
hell yeah.
That's definitely a goal of mine to do that.
That's dope. So tell us about the bikes and the sneakers. What are the differences?
So you can do these Ironman races with a traditional road bike, or you can do it with a tri bike. I have a tri bike. The only really big difference, so road bikes are actually lighter than tri bikes. Tri bikes are good in the sense that they have these. So road bikes normally have like those horn handles that come down, right? And the tri bikes, there's these handles that kind of sit right in the middle, and they have like these pads for your forearms. So it's basically there for you to go like in a more aerodynamic position. And it's good for like when you're going on flats, if you're going down the hill, because some of these races have a lot of headwind. So it helps you, in that sense. And then running sneakers, I think it really comes down to preference. I've tried a few different brands. I think the first brand that I ran with were Brooks. Those were probably like my first love when it came to running sneakers. Now I use like Saucony, Kimbaras. I use the On the Cloud on running. I think their model is called Cloud Strata because they have a bunch of different models as well. Some are good for short distance, some are good for long distance. So yeah.
Very interesting shit, man. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, man, it's
awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of training for I started training in January, and I trained for about 6 months for this race. I've been
shit.
Yeah,
So what was the training, in the gym or outside doing it?
Mostly, I would say mostly outside, and then a mix of doing some cross training with weights and stuff. So they have
some water there if you want, man.
Yeah, you can do.
You got the beer. That's what I'm talking about. There's some water here. Yeah, yeah, I know.
You gotta hydrate.
So the training, indoor, outdoor?
They mostly outdoor because it's bike. I do a lot of biking, running outside. Pools, I usually try to go to like any gym that's got like pool, like LA Fitness, Norrie Sports Club, anyone that you have, any type of club, they have pools. And then during the summertime, up in Rye Beach, they do like a seasonal thing. You can go swim in the beach up there. I think it's like $75 or something like that for like 3 months, and you can do open water swims out there. So, but yeah, that was another like site I would use is Training Peaks. You can actually buy like training programs. You kind of you can purchase training programs. I had a coach. I had a personal like triathlon coach. So you kind of have that one-on-one. You meet with them and stuff. So that was I did that for a little bit, but yeah, man. It's I'll tell you what though, if you're gonna do like a full triathlon, a full Ironman, it's a lot of training because your weekends are pretty much shot.
I'm gonna say this right now. I would never. Just by what you said is not my thing.
No.
I'm all for the exercise. I'm all for the travel.
I'm
all for pushing yourself.
I see you out there doing your thing.
But extremes like that, it's not my passion.
I'm all, I love like pushing the limits. You know what I mean? I love seeing like how far can I go? You know what, man? This race tested me, bro. It really did. Like, I hit the when I did like I feel like each like aspect of it, each discipline of it, however you want to call it, had like its little adversity that I had to struggle through during. Like when I did the swim, I cramped up like twice. The first time I cramped up, they usually have kayaks, like safety, people out there. Of course. And so the first time I cramped up, my leg got stuck, so I couldn't kick. I'm waving my arm. I'm like, help, and they're not seeing me. So I'm like, great, I'm fucking drown out here today. So I'm like, I'm trying to do like the doggy paddle. I'm like trying to do the doggy paddle, waiting for this damn cramp to subside. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, I just started. Damn. Dude, so I made it through that, and then it happened again. But thankfully, the second time there was this lady, a girl, whatever that was with a kayak. So I kind of held on to it, chilled out for a little bit. But the swim was beautiful, man. It was a downriver swim. Water was about like 76 degrees, so it was nice. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And then the bike. So during training, the furthest I've ever gone was an 80-mile training ride on the bike up there, and like we did Brewster to Poughkeepsie and then back.
And is it also steep hills and everything?
There was definitely a lot of hills on this course.
Dang.
It was a lot of they call rolling hills, so it was like this. Whatever.
Oh no! You see what I mean? That's the stuff that turns me off,
dude.
I like having more fun than pain.
Yeah, dude. It was like, so I think after I hit mile like 95, that's when I was like really feeling it, because when you're going an aero or you're riding the bike, you're kind of like holding your neck up. So my neck was shot, my lower back was shot, and my hands were like raw from holding onto the handlebars. Dude, I was in so much pain. But like mile 100, I think that last like 16 miles, I was just like, yo, like I was like, yo, where? I was like, yo, I'm never gonna finish this bike ride. Like, I was like, I want it to be over, man. So, you know, I made it to the end. And then I was in my transition time. So my family members, they're, you know, because you can track when you do the races, they have the Ironman tracker. So my family was making fun of me because they seen my transition time was like 20 minutes. Like, yo, what were you flipping burgers in there? They're like, what, you was cooking food over there in the transition time? I was in there like 20 minutes, bro. I was like, I need to chill for a second because it was tough. And then I did the run, and I was good for most of the run. But again, the run too, hills, man. It was hills.
That's
and
crazy.
It was tough, bro. And I want to say when I hit like mile 20, was like from mile 20 to the last 6 miles was all like heart and will and grit to like, I trained for this. This is what I'm here for, and this is the moment right here that, like, you know, this is it. Like, cause I hit
you can't turn
dude,
back.
I hit the wall, bro. I had no energy. I thought I was gonna hit the pavement, dude. I was so like, I was lightheaded. I was hungry. I was thirsty. So, yeah, man, I was just like, you know what, dude, you came this far. You're only 6 miles away. Like, you gotta, like, you can't get pulled off the course now. Like, we gotta finish
100%,
this.
100%.
So, and you know, honestly, that's one of my other favorite parts about doing these triathlons. Cause yeah, I mean, I've always been into working out. I've always been into exercise, and I love it. But it's like the mental aspect of it also. You
That's
know what
that's what it is,
dude. Because there's
you're overcoming things you know you physically can, but you never push your body through those things.
Exactly, dude. And it's
amazing.
such like a mental fortitude that you develop when you do these races, because it's, you know, and then I take that and I translate it into, like, you know, my regular day-to-day stuff. Like, if I have something, you know, something comes up, or it could be anything, you know what I mean? You know, life is crazy, you know what I mean? It throws some curveballs at you, whatever, but, and then I think back to those times where, like, yo, like, I thought I was gonna die. Like, I didn't think I could keep going, but you know what? Like, I kept going. So it kind of builds that, like, you know what I'm saying?
All here.
Yeah, but it really shows you, man, how capable we are as people, you know what I mean?
100%.
And people be surprised, man. You'd be surprised as like, you know, how far, you know, your body go, how far you personally can push yourself, you know, with just the right mentality, just the right drive and all that. So it's yeah, man, it's
mindset.
Yeah, man,
Mindset
is huge.
everything.
It is, definitely.
Ronnie Notes in the building. Yo, come say hi to the camera. Also, Jonathan.
What's happening,
Ronnie
brother?
Notes.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you too.
How's everything?
What's going on, bro? How's everything?
Very well, very well.
All right.
Just say what up.
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
A little love.
I just came through to show love real quick. I ain't trying to crash the session and all that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to crash the session, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Just saying hi to everybody. You know, so you was doing the
I did the Ironman, yeah.
The Ironman?
Tennessee, yeah,
That's
Chattanooga.
what's up. That's
Yeah,
what's
bro.
up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
The
man.
full one.
Yeah,
Congratulations, bro.
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I know that shit was tough.
Dude.
Yeah,
Very tough.
yeah. That's what's up.
It pushed every ounce of my being, but it was good, man. I
Yeah?
enjoyed it. Yeah.
That's what's up. You think you want to do it again?
Of course, yeah. I love it, bro. I'm passionate. I love that. I can't, yeah, man. I
That's
love
what's
it.
up. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
so
Got your medal and shit.
Yeah,
I
man,
see
you
you,
know,
man.
baby.
That's what's up. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Is that shit like taxing on the body like crazy?
Dude,
Yeah.
I would tell you this. I could barely walk for like 2 days afterwards. Yeah, but I got a video from the Airbnb when we got there, and I was literally like crawling up the stairs, man. I was hurting, dude. It was bad, yeah. But but I recovered, I said, within like 2-3 days. I was good. Like, you know, the soreness went away and stuff like that. So
The preparation is everything.
that is, yeah.
That's a fact.
It's not going to kill you that much.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one guy, he got pulled out during the swim for a it was called SIPE, I think, a swimming induced pulmonary embolism. Wow, that's during the swim. They had to rush him to the emergency room and all that.
That sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh,
That
yeah,
sounds
man.
terrible.
Bro, people were getting pulled off the bike course for dehydration, getting disoriented, not knowing where they're at and stuff like that. Yeah, they had to pull them off. They're like, yo, you gotta get off, because they're hitting like dangerous levels of dehydration, like, you know what I mean? So you can't, you know.
So throughout the whole thing, are you like constantly like replenishing, like hydrating and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it depends. With the nutrition, it's always you practice or you train. What during your training
Right.
is what you're gonna use on race day. You never want to like go to the race and try something new because
Gotcha.
you know then your stomach, you don't know how your stomach's gonna react or your body's gonna react.
Yeah.
So for me so we have which is pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff that I had no idea about before I started doing this. So you have water bottles, and there's a lot of these drink mixtures you could put in. I use it from a company called Martin, but it's like it has like calories and carbohydrates and hydration and all that. There's this one thing called like Carbo Blast where you put like I think two scoops in it, and it's like the equivalent to eating a whole bowl of pasta, like as far as carbs wise. Yeah, crazy. So that's because those are stuff you need. Like when you do these endurance races, which is probably one of my favorites because I don't have to watch my carbs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All the pasta you want.
I'm eating all the rice. I'm eating all the pasta. I'm eating all the bread. Especially during race week, I'm carb loading, bro. I'm eating everything. That's dope. That's one of my favorite parts about it. But yeah, so you have like the hydration in there, which is important. You got the hydration, which is important.
Crack one for me.
Yeah, man. So the hydration is important. You're always eating on the bike. So the kind of rule of thumb is on the bike is where you're eating a solid. So I usually have these little like wafers, like little protein energy wafers. I was eating like 2 of those an hour. I must have ate like 20 of them.
Appreciate you. Was this one?
I probably ate like 20 of them or 24 of them.
Damn.
I was just eating, drinking, and then on the run, you don't want to do as much solids. It's more of like gel blocks, some hydration, stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely that's a key. Like if you don't hydrate and you don't have a proper nutrition, you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're not gonna make it.
I wanted to ask. You said you cramped up during training.
Yeah. I
know you drink.
Yeah.
You think that has something to do with it, where it dehydrates your muscles or whatever the case?
Man, I don't know, bro. To be honest, I didn't actually leading up to that race. I didn't drink. I didn't drink for probably 3 weeks. I'll say for that month because it was in September. So for the whole month of September, I didn't do alcohol and I didn't drink.
So what do you think is a good preparation for those cramps? I think it's hydrating your muscles, right? And exercise and stretching.
It's because I was doing all the right things before the race. You know what I mean? I think come race day, bro, you just never know, man. You just never know. It's because some of these people, they train for these races and they don't finish. You know what I mean? Some people don't train and they don't finish. I think it's all and just really your body, you know. Also too, when you're swimming, if you're not breathing properly, you're not getting enough oxygen to your muscles. You start hyperventilating when you're swimming.
That's true.
That
oxygen.
Could be, so that could be too. Sometimes, the water temperature. There's a lot of different factors that kind of play into that. So it's kind of tough. I said anything can happen on race day. You know what I mean? Anything at all. Yeah. And it's a few things happen. And sometimes even on the bike, the road is mad bumpy and stuff. And you get a flat tire. If you catch a flat tire, I think if I'm not mistaken, you're not allowed to get help from anybody, like any of the other racers. You have to be able to do it yourself, and if you can't, you're
messing their time up, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So,
notes. You could either put the beer in the fridge, or I got a cooler here. You could throw them on the ice, whichever one you want. Which I on top, yeah. It won't be really submerged in the ice, but it'll be on top.
Let's put 2 in there so you have a couple extra, and then I'll put the rest in the fridge.
I got a lot of cans in here. I'm definitely good here.
Oh, you good over there?
Yeah, 100% good. You know me. What I'm about to say goes for the running thing. I keep calling it the running man. The Iron Man.
That's a dance.
And just like the beers, the 5 Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna take that with me,
cold
the
beer.
5 Ps. What was it? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Heard you. No doubt.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's it. Being prepared for what you're signing yourself up for. That's what it's all about. I like drinking beer and I like podcasting at the same time, and I need cold beer. So I got to figure it out.
That's it.
I got it down to the rag to wipe off the excess ice and water. I got it down. It's all about the comfort.
The setup, bro. The setup is dope, man.
Now the next step, I just need a catheter.
And you good. You ain't got to move.
Man, I'm good.
Ready to bang. Back-to-back episodes, bro. Yeah. Knocking them down. Yeah.
Damn.
That's awesome, bro.
Take it easy.
Oh my God.
Talk about it.
Yeah, that is too funny. Yeah, you're a fool for that.
Yeah, right? Let's switch it up to Latinx.
Oh boy.
So I just learned this yesterday, what it really means.
Mm-hmm.
You know how there's Latino,
Mm.
means a male.
Yeah.
Latina
Mm-hmm.
means a female. Latinx is all of the above.
So it covers all.
LGBTQ plus everything.
Covers the whole
That's what the
alphabet.
X is for. If you don't identify as O or A, you're X.
Got you.
Latinx.
That is a first, man. I've never heard
2023, baby. Welcome.
of it. I don't,
0% necessary.
Right? It's like
It's something people want. It's not a necessity. That's what people want. It's not a necessity.
man,
Ridiculous.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, I didn't.
What can you say? What can you say, really?
wanna get-
Is this country sensitive? So they're catering to anybody that feels offended about anything. Sorry. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see what we can do. Let's see
I
what we can
just-
do. And there's also agenda. But let's not get this
But when
podcast canceled. Let's switch the
Yeah.
topic.
I was gonna say. When
I
did,
kind of like it here.
I
I
mean-
kind of like it here.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, it's a little crazy. I mean, I don't know when gender became a mentality over a biological, scientific, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
trait, but I don't know.
Very
It is what
recently
it
this
is,
all happened.
You know what I'm saying? But to
Sadly.
each his own, bro. I don't judge and I like that.
Yeah, I don't judge. It's just
It is.
it's just when they're changing Latino, Latina,
Yeah, it's
like
just like-
just
I
leave
think
the
sometimes-
OG be.
Sometimes it was a little bit much, to be honest.
A little
You
bit.
know, it's like, come on, But I think I don't know. I just don't. I think sometimes they like to push a lot on people. You know what I mean? When it's not necessary for that.
100%.
But
Now let's get a little deep. Let's talk about relationships that end and how it affects the children.
oh man, I think I don't think anybody really wants to. I think in the ideal world, you want to have the mother, the father. You want to have the kids. Obviously have both the parents. and
That's the
it's-
best outcome for the child.
That's the most ideal, definitely. I'm gonna have to take a sip for that. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, I got 2 daughters. So
I got one. She's about to be 16 this month. How old are yours?
I got a 5-year-old. She just turned 5, and then a 1.5-year-old. Haven't seen them in like a year. Almost
my God.
over a year. Huh? They're here. Yeah. They didn't live too far from me, to be honest. I could have walked to where they were at, but
I'll play devil's
Yeah.
advocate. What's holding you back from seeing your kids? You don't want to see them?
the court system, man.
The court system.
The court system it's a joke, bro. It's like I said, I mean, you know what? I won't sit here and act like I was perfect in the relationship. I think what's important in relationships is, you definitely want to make sure that, you and whoever you're with, you gotta feel the person out. Like, that's why people date. You know what I mean? It's important to do dating. It's important to understand the ins and outs of who you are, because, you don't want to learn something when you're married already down that point, and then that you don't like, and then now you're like, now you're stuck with this person. So, excuse me. So, but that was, I would say that was the biggest issue with me in my situation. What happened, because I was going through a really tough time. You know what I'm saying? I was actually already out of a relationship. I had just lost my mom, unfortunately. God
Sorry
rest
for
her
your loss,
soul.
bro.
She had passed away of overdose. I found her at the crib and all that. So I was going through a tough time. You know what I'm saying? I was going through a real dark moment. And in that moment, there was people out there. God bless them for trying to console me and be there for me. You know, my daughter's mother was one of them, and you know, we were talking and all that, and it just kind of one thing was leading to another. We'd known each other for a little while, and you know, just you know, she ended up getting pregnant and everything, and it just, you know, wasn't like I said, we didn't really get a chance to date, really know each other and all that, and build a solid foundation, you know. So, but yeah, so I think that was the biggest reason. So that's why I definitely stress. Like now, like when I'm dating and stuff, you know what I mean? Like I'm making sure it's someone I could connect with on a deeper level. You know, someone I could have a good conversation with, I could have fun with, I could chill. You know, it's important. Those things are important to me. You know, because it's like you don't want to. I just hate, you know, you hear stories of like some people who've been married for like years, like 20 years, and then get divorced. Like it's like, bro, that's such a waste of time.
That's a chunk of your life,
dude. 20. You know what you could have been doing in those 20, and those are some of the best years of your life.
You know, that's what happens with you know with kids especially. A lot of relationships stay together because of the kids.
Yeah.
But if there's no kid, you know, there's not really much holding back. It's just the legal
It's true,
document
and
after
you
that.
see-
If you're not getting along, you're not getting along.
Yeah,
Unless there's
man.
kids involved, I understand you should sacrifice. You brought them into this world, you should sacrifice a little.
Right.
But if you're not, if you don't have kids, and you
Yeah.
guys aren't getting along, don't waste 20 years. That's
Right.
that ain't it.
It's crazy, man. You know, and it's, you know, I wanted it to work. You know what I mean? It definitely, but it was just tough. You know what I mean? I don't I don't know, but it just sucks. The court system, how it's set up, it's definitely favored towards the man. I mean, towards the female, towards the mother, because it was like, you know, it was just they don't hear nothing I have to say. They did not hear me out. Anything. I mean, I remember there was this one point where we were in court, and so they were gonna do like these supervised visits, whatever, you know, all the allegation that was made against me and everything, you know, with no proof being brought, whatever. So, but they had all these allegations that were made, and you know, they were gonna do supervised visits, and I was like, all right, bet. So I had to pay like an obnoxious amount for all this. I think it was like the retainer alone for the supervised visit was like $1,500 or something like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not to mention.
So
you
who
know,
are you supposed to be paying for supervised visits? The person that's supervising?
Yeah. The person
Wow.
supervising. Some third party that's, I guess, has a reputation with the courts or whatever that the courts can agree on and everything. So then we're supposed to do that. We get to court the next hearing. They're like, yeah, like, nah, that's a dub. I'm not going to do supervised visits anymore. So me, I'm getting excited because I'm like, though I got to pay all this money, whatever, I'm excited because I want to see my daughters. It's been forever, yo, you know what I'm saying? So, and then they're like, no, like they just shut it down. So at that point, all these court days that I've been going to have been very like, I just had like zero expectations for them, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of, I gave up, not in the sense that I give up fighting for my daughters because that will never stop. Like I'll always, you know, I always fight for them no matter what. But I gave up in the sense that like I gave up trying to, you know, have any type of expectations or hopes to the court that, you know, it was gonna be okay or that it was gonna work out. So yeah, they is not, you hear like the stigma, you know what I mean? Like that the courts always favor women, but when you actually go through it, bro,
It's disgusting.
I was in shock, man. I was just with some of the stuff I was dealing with, I could not believe it. I'm like, yo, this is bugged out.
It's sad because it's the majority, I think. It might be just my opinion, but majority of men ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really taking care of what they need to take care of to the level they're supposed to be taken care of.
I think
So then the good guys have to suffer.
yeah, and it's I never understood that, bro, because it's like you see these guys out there that are fucking deadbeats. They don't care about their kids. They don't want to see their kids. I have homegirls that are all they want is for their you know, their father, the children to see their kids, and they don't take them to court, no child support, they don't do nothing. They just want their, you know, them to be present in the kid's life, and these guys are nowhere to be found. And then you got the dudes that are want to be there, want to be involved, but somehow we get stuck with the other side of it, the other spectrum that, you know, they just want to kind of, you know, be a little bit more difficult. So I don't.
It's a battle that you can't win as a man.
Yeah,
And it
it's kind of
sucks.
sad, man. I wish.
Sucks.
Trust me, bro. I was like, yo, what can I do to change these laws? Like, bro, I was like, yo, what do I have to do, man? Like, I'm like, do I need? I'm about to, you see some of those petitions going around, like, yo, sign this. I was about to, for like fathers' rights or something, bro. Anything, like, seriously, man. I'm like,
Single fathers would sign it. That's it.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, there's got to be something. Or even
women
like,
ain't signing it.
Yeah, bro. Dude, even child support, man, is insane, dude. Like, they don't. What I think is honest, like, again, I'm not against supporting your child. I agree with child support. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I feel like the way they calculate it is a little, they could do better because they take it from your gross. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're taking it before the federal government is taxing, before your state is taxing, before these people. So it's not really, in reality, it's not really, you're counting the income before, you know what I mean? My opinion should be the net. After your tax, what you're actually taking home, that would be more reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody, if you're counting everything before the taxes come out, like, how is that even a fair?
It's not at all. It's not.
So
I don't know. It's not.
It's a little wild, but.
It'll never get better for the men. It'll never get better for the men.
Yeah, I don't think so. Unless,
yeah. In America, it'll never happen.
No.
Other countries, you already know.
Yeah,
you already know. Yeah. So women don't act that loose in other countries.
Yeah, right.
Yo,
we won't get into that.
Yeah. I'm trying to change the topic real quick. So where were you born?
I was born here. Actually, I was born in Manhattan, Columbia Presbyterian. Yeah? Yep. I was born in Columbia Presbyterian. I lived in the Bronx, probably like when I was very young. Me, my pops, and my moms. And then moved to Yonkers. I would say probably like when I was like 3 or 4 years old.
All right.
Yeah, I went to Martin Luther King Jr.
So you're a Yonkers person.
To Low Hill, Locust. All my Low Hill people. Yeah, man, I was going to elementary school over there.
Low Hill.
Yeah. That class was crazy, bro. So we were like this. What was the word they were using for? It was like I can't remember. We were actually like an experimental class for the elementary school. So it was like, it was gifted children. We had children there that were kids that were not like, a little bit.
Is it Montessori?
No, it was, how do I say it? So we had, like I said, we had the gifted children, the regular, whatever. And then we had like some who were like, not like, some like special needs type of situation or whatever. That struggle a little bit in certain areas, whatever. Some with, some disabilities or something. So it was kind of like an all-inclusive class. And from what I was told, we were the first kind of class that was coming through. Yo,
you were in that class.
My class picture is crazy, bro. You got it. So it was like,
Yo, that was an experiment,
dude.
bro.
I was a fucking experiment, bro.
We got a kid coming from Manhattan. Perfect. Put him in there.
Dude, it was crazy.
Show him in there. It's perfect. He's not even from here.
Bro, it was insane. So it was like,
damn. Was that kindergarten? You were
it
like
was
4 or 5 years old?
kindergarten to like 5th grade. We was in there.
Same class?
Same. I think the elementary school is mostly same. It's the same people for the most part.
They violated you.
Bro, it was crazy, dude.
You know what's crazy with me though? School 31?
What's that? That's over by Central? That's it? No.
It's close to Central. It's by
That's
Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know exactly. We used to chill back there back in the day.
I opened that school, yo.
Yeah?
I think I went there for 1st grade, I think it was, or maybe it was 2nd grade, I can't remember. No, it was 1st grade. Every year, they opened, like, it was only 1st grade when I started the school. Then when I went to 2nd grade, now another 1st grade came in. Then I went to 3rd, then another 2nd came in.
Oh, wow.
I went up. I was the first class to ever go through all grades in the School 31 in Yonkers.
Yeah,
crazy.
It was
that was kind of like an experiment if you think about it too.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy. I still actually we still one of my good friends Shaniqua. I met her. Me and her actually go back all the way till pre-K.
The artist?
The artist, Qua, social icon, my homie, yo.
Yeah, love.
Yo,
Yo, we
that's all
spoke
love.
soon. She's gonna come back on. She should have came today.
Yeah, that would.
Both of y'all should come back
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Let's do that.
She I met her. I know her since we was 4 years old. We went to pre-K all the way to 5th grade together in the King School.
Damn.
Yeah, man. So we
That's
she was
love.
there and all that. We were like, we were in that like inclusion. We actually still she's kept up with some of like the teachers and stuff like that. Like
Really?
some of, I think his name is Mr. Nutsbaum. Cool dude, man. He actually, one of the best trips I think that I ever had, I think in school period, was in elementary school, 4th and 5th grade. We went to this place up in the Catskill Mountain called Frost Valley, and it was an overnight trip in elementary school. I'm like, yo, ain't nobody doing that, bro.
Never heard that in
And the
Yonkers.
teacher was fronting the whole bill. He paid for himself. Some Jewish dude, mad cool. He paid for the whole trip his whole entire self. For all of us, bro. Yeah, it was dope, man. We were walking on these little like rope bridges, cable bridges. We were doing climbing. We were, doing campfires and all that, man. It was dope, bro. It was such a good time, man. We had a great time there.
What was the sleeping situation?
So they
Hotels?
had like no, it was like excuse me, they had it was like I guess
Bunk
maybe you could
beds
say
in a
like
room?
a cabin, like bunk beds, whatever situation. So and
It was safe. There was chaperones and everything.
Yeah, they had the teachers, everybody up there. But we
Alright.
was wilding out though.
Nah, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. It was
Nah.
it was like a special class, and then you got this rich guy taking you out in the woods.
Yo, nah.
I want to make sure you haven't worked through that trauma yet.
Nah. Yo, you stupid, bro.
I know, right?
Yo, nah, don't do my man Mr. Nutsbound like that, bro.
All right,
Nah,
good.
he's
I'm
people.
glad, because this podcast is about therapy, bro. We talk about real shit. You might have not even noticed that was trauma.
Yeah. Nah, that it was dope, man. We had a
That is
great
dope.
time. We had a great time on that trip. But yeah, and then I went to museum middle school. Did test get in there, yeah. I went into museum and then I went to G High, baby.
Yeah,
all
me
day.
too.
Yeah, going. So
All right.
yeah.
Him too.
Yeah? Oh, okay, nice.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, man.
Y'all born in the same hospital and went to the same high school. What are the
Small world,
odds, bro?
Never met him a day in my life. Just today.
That's sick.
Crazy.
Yo, this world, man, is huge, but
Yeah,
it's
man.
small. Over 8
Life
billion
is
people
awesome,
on
bro.
there.
Life is good, bro.
Life is beautiful,
Life is good, man. What's
That's
up.
crazy. You got these high spirits, and the courts are treating you like shit, man. That's
Listen,
good.
man, you know
You
what?
got to stay positive. You
I
got to
gotta
stay
keep-
positive.
I gotta keep.
Because a lot of people just take that negativity. They keep thinking about it all day, and they just become negative all day.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, bro. I'm not, like I said, I'm not perfect by any means, man. And I struggle just like the next dude, But and I've had my moments, where I'm just like, I'm in bed. I don't want to do nothing for like 2-3 days. I have my moments too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna act like everything is all good and it's all perfect and I'm chilling. You know what I mean? But I know what I want out of life, you know what I mean? And and I know I've never quit. I'm not a quitter, you know what I mean? And I know who I am as a person. So, I
Perfect.
keep it going and keep
Perfect.
it moving, yeah, man.
Growing up, what was the religion in your house?
So it wasn't, I would say, my parents would kind of take me to Catholic church. It wasn't really,
So Catholic.
it wasn't like a consistent thing though.
No, but I
was
mean
very
that was
around-
the religion that
Yeah, I
you
guess
grew
you
up
could
around.
say, yeah, Catholic. Wasn't really for me as I got older, and I didn't, because when you're young, you got to do everything your parents say and all that. So once I got to the age where I didn't have to do that, I didn't go anymore. But then I did. When I moved to Florida, I did have a little. I went to church out there. I went to a Christian church, and and I'll be honest, man, I don't know where you are belief wise and all that stuff, but yeah, man, I went to this church, dude, and it was probably like I had a real experience, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Talk about it. Really talk about
I
it.
was so I was I was doing a lot of shit, man. I was smoking weed, I was drinking.
It's about to get deep.
Yeah. I was yeah, bro. I was
Smoking weed.
Smoke weed.
Yo, that's the line from Training
I
Day.
love that movie. Yeah.
So you remember in the
Of
car?
course. I was in high school and I was smoking weed.
Smoking weed.
Yo, don't come out with movie quotes, bro. I've got that all day,
I'm
baby.
the same way. Training Day is my number one
Yeah.
favorite movie in the world.
Yeah.
Number one
Love
favorite
it.
movie.
What you talking about, Biddy Boo? Yeah.
He sold drugs to kids. Why? Because he knew my first name? Amazing. But please,
man.
Florida, let's get to it. Because we could do this all day.
Yeah.
All
That's
his
a whole nother
movies.
podcast in
All
itself.
Denzel movies.
That's a whole nother episode in itself,
I'm
bro.
with it, yo. I'm with it.
Oh shit. But yeah, man. So I moved out. I was out there after the military. I went to Florida. I was
Wait,
going-
rewind. I didn't know you went to the military, bro. Jump in real quick. Brief that up.
My life was full, bro. My life has been full as of now, man. Thank God, bro. I'm appreciative.
So
for it.
high
I'm
school
grateful.
and then
So
military?
high school, I went to the military. I went to
What
the U.S.
military?
Navy. I was on the
Navy.
USS Enterprise, one of the most decorated ships in the military. It was actually, it was a nuclear aircraft carrier. So it was an old ship. So the guy, I can't remember his name. He invented it. He invented nuclear theory. And his theory was that a nuclear reactor could last 50 years without having to change the actual reactor itself.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So the last 50 years.
So only thing you have to do with the nuclear reactors when they come in, they change the uranium inside, right? So they have these rods. They have these like rods. Oh shit! Is that my phone? Yo, Siri, shut up, babe. So, anyway, before Siri interrupted me.
Technology, man. They
This shit is good. This shit is bugged, bro.
They
Right?
listen to
That is
everything.
wild. Yeah. So my ship proved that theory. We went 50 years. No, didn't change the reactor. Just kept changing the uranium and all that. So when you got a ship that capacity, you're talking about like 5 football fields length in that flight deck, like huge. Talking about a floating civilization, bro. Like 5,000 sailors on this ship. I was in the engineering department, so I worked down. So we had the nuclear reactors, and basically the nuclear reactors just act like as a big boiler, right? They create steam, and we use that steam. You're talking like thousands, 900,000 pounds of steam to turn the props on the ship, the propellers. So we use the steam to turn the turbine generators that basically give the whole entire ship electricity. These distilling units which make potable water, the ship habitable for people to live on there, to drink water, take showers and all that. So that's why I was down in the machinery space. It was like 125 degrees all day, every day.
No way.
Swear to
And you're
God.
there, you were in there all day?
All day for like our shift, and bro, it was crazy. And then, I've always been like, like the go-getter type and stuff. And I went, and I was qualifying fast, and I wasn't even, so down there it was like by qualifications, it wasn't so much by rank. So I would be like more qualified by people higher ranked than me. But we're in the engineering department, it's more of like a grunt, like, type of situation. So like we would have these dudes that were probably like 2 or 3 or 4 ranks higher than me come down. And, I thought just because they had a higher rank, it was good. But I used to have to put those dudes in their place. Like, bro, like you don't know the plan. You don't know what's up. Like this is, like I had qualified the highest, like watch station, which was CAM. I was a chief auxiliary machinery operator. So I basically ran the entire machinery space. Like,
Damn.
that was one of like, it was a crazy experience because that was the first time in my life that I was ever put in a position where it's like when shit hits the fan, you have no one to turn to. Like when you're at your job,
you're the guy.
you got the manager, you got the supervisor. Like when we're down that machinery space and shit went south.
You're Bowser.
Yeah,
You're the last guy.
Yeah,
Everybody's
bro.
looking at you like,
dude, I'm the last line of defense. It was like, and there was a few situations, where shit happened, went down, and it's just like I knew you'd like certain vows, shit that had to get turned. I'm just like, yo, you do this, you do that, you do this, you know, and people are like looking to you because they have, and you ain't got nobody to look to. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that was like
you're looking within.
Word.
Everybody's
Soul
looking at you and
searching.
you're looking within.
Like, yeah, soul searching. Like, this is it. This is my moment. Like, not up or shut up. You feel me?
Yup, 100%.
Yeah, bro. That's damn. I didn't even. It's funny. You put in a different perspective for me, dog.
They looked at you. You looked
Yo,
within.
nah, I
That's
didn't even see it like that. Yo, you stupid, bro. So yeah, man. So that was, but
sick.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem was. It was a gift and a curse, right? So it was a gift in the fact that, you know, I felt good, like I was, you know, I was there, I was that guy, but it was bad because like the morale was terrible, dude. Like the morale, I mean, like on my second deployment, by the second month, we already had 10 dead bodies on the ship. From people killing themselves, we had people hanging themselves. We had a hostage situation where some Somalian pirates took hostage of these two old missionary couples. Navy SEALs came in the ship. They killed the whole fucking all the hostages. The SEALs went on board and killed them, bro. You saw them bringing the bodies on the ship, bullet holes in the face and all that, cleaning up blood on the peewees and all that, bro. It was like, it was crazy, bro. It was wild. It was a crazy, crazy, crazy time. It was so like this one
dealing with shit like that. Some people can't deal with shit like that.
So this one dude, he hung himself, and most of the people that died was either from sleeping pills. So they try to OD, they OD'd or they hung themselves. This one dude hung himself because they call him like the Dear John letters, where basically his wife, whatever girlfriend, sent him a letter while we're out to sea. It was like, yo, I'm out, I'm leaving, I'm taking the kids, and I'm leaving. And the Navy don't care. The military does not care about your. When you sign that contract, you sign your life away. You belong. You're a piece of property. You belong to them. It does not matter what's going on in your personal life. So she said she was leaving, and he was like, yo, I gotta go. Like he's trying to take the kids, blah blah. And they're like, no, like this is where you're at. And he couldn't take the stress, couldn't take the pressure. They found him. He hung himself.
Yo, in corrections, same thing. Majority of the suicide are men that their wives are either leaving them, cheating, whatever the case. It's just their home is fucked up, and it's usually because the wife is putting them through this shit.
I'd love to see the numbers on how often women kill themselves when the man leaves. I bet you it never happens.
Non-existent because it's so easy.
It never happens.
It's so easy for them
It never happens.
replace
I think that goes to show the level of men's love towards our women versus women's love towards the men. I think that's a clear indication of how much more we love our women.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I'm not, no shot to the females out there. I love y'all. But I feel like I feel like a lot of the
men's loyalty to the woman.
I feel like a lot of the love is very transactional when it comes to females. If you're not providing, because it's men, we have this, we're known, we have to be the provider. That's us. We're the provider. We're there. We gotta, you know, back in the hunter and gathering days, we gotta, you know, we're out there hunting. We're full, you know, we're out here. We're supposed to be the providers. We gotta put the food on the table, bring the money, and do all this and that. And if you're not providing, on the women's job, I would say more as like the comforter, the, you know, and the nurturer. Yeah. So as I'm, you know, if you're not doing that, it's like what are you good for? You know what I'm saying? Which to me that's transactional because there's more to a relationship than the superficial of money and, you know, all that other stuff. So it's like, yo, I don't know, man.
Yo, we should do a whole pod on the military, but let's move back to Florida.
Florida. Yeah.
Military could go on for hours.
Yo,
that's crazy. I want to hear more, but we got to get back to Florida.
We're definitely. So Florida, yeah. So when I was out there, my boy Louis the barber, shout him out, it's my man. He actually used to live in Yonkers, him and his sister and stuff like that. So he was going to church and stuff, and I seen him, and I was I feel like at that point I was like, yo, like I wanted something different. You know what I mean? Like I knew there was something that I wanted different, and you know I was fucking up, man. I was young, you know what I mean? I was so young, and I was like,
smoking weed.
Yeah. So, You know, I was just wilding, bro. You know what I mean? I was bugging out, and I knew he was going to church, so I said, you know what? It was a couple times I went to get my cut, and I was gonna ask him a bunch of times. And one day I was just like, you know what, man? Like, what church you go to, bro? He was like, he told me whatever. I was like, I kind of want to go. Let me check it out.
I kind of want to go.
Yeah, I was on a fence. You know what I'm saying? I did
you know how it's hard to invite yourself to places?
Yeah.
Yo, what church you go to? Oh, I kind of want to go.
Yeah.
So did you see how positive he was living? So you want to see what it was about?
like I seen, you know, because he was
that-
a dude
people
from
that are-
Yonkers. He was a dude from
yeah.
Yonkers too, you know. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I went, and bro, like, now let me mind you, before I went to that church, I was doing drugs, I was drinking, I was doing all that. I was like living the life of a degenerate for years. You know what I'm saying?
What were you doing in Florida though? From New York, what were you doing over there?
I was going to aviation school. I went there to get my A&P license to work on airplanes.
So after the Air Force, not Air Force, it was
The
Navy.
Yeah. So I
You
went
wanted to go into
I went to school
aviation.
out there. I actually did a little bit of a career change because I loved Florida, man. I fell in love with it. I didn't want to leave, and a lot of the jobs doing the aviation stuff, I had to leave. So I ended up working for the IBEW out there, the Electricians Union. So excuse me. So yeah. So I was I went to the church, and pastor was there preaching and talking, and dude, he was just like, it was a Christian non-denominational church, just strictly Bible, whatever. But it was like, it was very like, how do you say, like, it was like really, so in the Bible, you know, it says, you know, Jesus says, come as you are, right? So it was a very come as you are church. You know what I'm saying? It was very like, it was people my age too. Like, I was like, yo, what? I'm thinking older people, whatever, like people my age and all that, and the, you know, early, you know, mid-20s, early 30s. Just dress regular. Nobody's dressing to the nines and suits and all that, you know. And even the pastor, a little button down, you know, I fitted after church and all that, but the button down and all that. And you know, he was preaching, and I can't really remember the message he was talking about at the time because all I remember is the experience that I had. But he was preaching, bro, and I'm just sitting there, and he was talking, and it was like I had the most crazy, like, unexplainable experience. Like, it was literally like something like came over me, bro. Like it just came. I had literally no control, man. Like I just got up and I just started like praising. I'm like, yo, like I can't. I felt it. I started in my stomach and it just like burst out of me. And I remember talking to this, I think it was the pastor's goddaughter that was sitting next to me. She was like, yo, like, it was crazy, you know, because she was, you know, there, you know, some spiritually in tune or whatever. And she was like, it was crazy because she was like, even she said, yo, I like felt something, like, I felt something real quick. And she's like, as soon as I felt it, you just, boom, you jumped up. And the thing, I'm like, yo, what? And I got up, bro. I couldn't contain it. I'm like, yo, I can't sell. I was like, yo, like, I started chanting, like, yeah, like, praise God, bro. It was a crazy, bro. From that day, 2 years straight, I never touched a cigarette. I never touched alcohol. Never touched drugs. I went cold turkey for 2 years, bro. That was straight God. Never did nothing at all like that. Didn't have an urge. Didn't have nothing. Not even for the slightest bit. And I was like, yo, and I'm like, I was tweaking, bro. I'm like, yo, nah, this is crazy. And then I just fell in love with it, bro. Like the community and all that, and the church and everything. And I even had the opportunity to preach at we used to have on Friday night was youth night. So we had the young kids, like the teenagers and all that. And
Youth
after,
group, yeah. Yonkers, we got youth group.
And after and after being in the after being in the youth, you know, after being in the church for a little bit, you know, I had the opportunity to preach and go up there and talk and all that, which was like, I'm like, yo, man, like, I'm like, yo, I'm up here. I'm like, yo.
Like, who you?
Yeah.
This guy from Yonkers out here in Florida preaching.
I'm like, yo, I'm out here preaching. Like, yo, never in a million years, bro. Like, who am I, bro? You know what I mean? But God is amazing, bro. I believe, you know what I mean? I feel like everybody's got to believe in something. I don't knock nobody for their beliefs. You know what I mean? Like, I love God. Like, at the end of the day, like, prayers, power, all that. That's me. And I say that because I experienced that from personal experience. And it was good. But, you know, the problem that happened with that church was it was a smaller church. So, and my mistake was that when you go to church, especially when you're not somebody who does church like that, and you go to church, and it kind of goes back and forth, right? Because people who don't go to church and like people who are in church look at them as judgmental, but they gotta, like it says, take the plank out of your own eye before you start casting stones with it, right? So it's like
you gotta ignore people at the end of the day,
right?
Because if you go by everybody's negativity, you'll be living in a little box.
Exactly.
You gotta go with what works better for you.
But people who don't go to church and go to church judge the people that go to church. So
ridiculous, huh? Hell, he's a cold dude.
So that's what I'm saying. So people who are in church some people in church want to judge people not in church. People not in church want to judge the people in church. So basically, it was a small community. Everybody knew each other, and word just got around. I started finding out things that I didn't know. Excuse me.
I mean, about religion?
No, about like people in the church talking about me behind my back. So the thing so to me, it was like I said, this was my first real church experience.
So it turned you off?
My problem was I put everybody on a pedestal. I didn't look at them like normal people.
You went in there thinking you were the lowest one.
Right.
And then, because these people come here often, they must be living well.
Right.
And then when you start living better, now you start seeing clearly.
Yeah.
That's why they call it seeing the light, or, opening your eyes, or, waking up, being woke, is when you realize what really is happening.
Right.
Every level, there's fake people.
Mm-hmm.
Every level, there's negativity.
That's true.
But in every level, there's also that positive, beautiful shit.
Yeah.
But it's the minority which sucks. The minority is the one that's amazing. Everybody else is just bullshitting their way through it.
Yeah.
Yo, that you actually felt something. I've been hearing that shit my whole life. Never in my life have I met somebody. That's why growing up, it was impossible for me to believe. Mm-hmm. I completely shut out the idea of religion. It didn't make sense to me. It wasn't fathomable. It wasn't, I couldn't grasp it. I couldn't physically see it or understand it. So I just disregarded religion altogether.
When I'm telling you, bro, I had a real experience, dog. A real experience. Like, you can't explain it. And it's like,
what's
and
insane about your story?
And I tell people that don't believe in God and all that. Like I said, I don't push my beliefs on nobody. And and I always correct people when they ask me, oh, so you're religious? Nah, I'm not religious. I don't believe in religion, because religion is like the Old Testament, the Pharisee type shit. I believe in relationship. You feel me? That's what's the most important part. I believe in relationship. So I feel like until you've had that real experience with God, it's tough to, for some people to kind of go and be in that atmosphere, be in that environment. But bro, like I said, and I went out with the pastor. I was like the pastor's right hand man, bro. We went to Guatemala twice to minister. The stuff do you know that in Guatemala they have the highest ratio of Christians to people who do not believe in Christ? Like 75%, I don't know the statistics, 75% of the country believes in God, and like the other half doesn't. Like, it's the works and the acts of God that you see in Guatemala. I'm talking about miracles. Like the stuff that I seen was like, dude, I'm like, yo, I cannot sit here and say God is not real after seeing the stuff that I've seen and experiencing that I see. I cannot, bro. I feel like I go straight to hell. You feel me?
But besides your personal experience that you felt in that church, which to me is verification that that there's a higher power, because sitting next to you was the pastor's
goddaughter, yeah.
She's obviously been in the church game her whole life. For her to feel something and notice it and say something, that's undeniable. But what else did you see in Guatemala?
Dude, it was in Guatemala. In Guatemala was a lot of like deliverance, like stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people battling with certain stuff. I mean, you talking about like people, like God dealing with people right then and there. Like, bro, you talk people who like, these are church people. They, chilling, like throwing up, boom, like spit. Like, it's just like, it was like some crazy, like some like type of demonic type shit going on over there. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on over there. It was wild. We had this one couple that came in, and bro, like their kid, the baby, had we said my pastor had came on. He was like, "Yo, God is telling me that tumors and this and that is gonna be dissolved, is gonna be healed." Boom, boom, boom. Yo, this couple with a newborn baby had a tumor in their brain or something like that, bro. They went to the doctor like I think the next week and it was gone, bro. The doctor even told them like, "I don't understand how this is not even here anymore. It was just there before, bro." It was, bro. I'm telling you, it was just. That's just like tip of the iceberg, bro. I couldn't imagine. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, yo, this doesn't make no sense, bro. None of it made any sense to me. I'm like, yo, it should was wild, bro.
That's the type of stuff I see like in documentaries and
Yes,
stuff.
dude. It was. I seen that shit real life firsthand, man. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy.
That's insane.
We went to Texas. We ministered in Texas. We went to
You were,
Brooklyn.
you were a degenerate, and now, and now you're ministering in
Yo,
Guatemala and Texas.
listen, man.
Yo, get out of here, bro.
If you see in the Bible, man, who Jesus called when he was walking with him and the 12 disciples, you know, he had tax collectors, he had all the, you know what I mean, all these people who were never in a million years, you know, because that's who, you know, he ain't after the people. He's not after the people who are living the righteous life. He's after us, the degenerates, you feel me? You want, you know what I mean? The ones that's who he's after, you know?
He's trying to wash the bad
Yeah,
souls.
word. Nah, but it was, like I said, man, it was, I just had some crazy experiences, bro, and it was awesome. But, you know, like I said, I think I had put everybody on a pedestal, and that's why I ended up leaving the church because, you know, I felt, you know, I heard some people I think people were jealous of me because of how close I was to the pastor. And I just kept hearing that stuff. And I found out stuff was like confirmed and all that. And it just started turning into like this gossip drama, like, and then it just like really turned me off. And then I backslid, man. I fell out. I became a degenerate.
No way. No, come on.
Nah, man. I mean, I did,
Yo,
man.
you praise Guatemala and Texas. I can come back and be a degenerate again.
You know what it was? I backslid because I felt let down, bro. You feel me? I felt like I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, damn, like what the heck? I'm like, yo, if these people was in church, like whatever. But you know, that
Yo,
again,
cheers to that, bro. I can't leave the story just twisted that way.
I mean, bro. But that was my fault. That was my own fault.
We were preaching Guatemala and then came back and became a degenerate again. Those poor kids were looking up to you. Yo, who's the first person you think of when you think of success?
When I think of success, you know what? It's hard to say. Like to me, because I feel like success looks different for everybody, right?
Yeah,
I think
for you,
success
you know what I
for
mean?
me.
When you look at somebody, you say that's ultimate success for you. That's what I mean.
For me, so there's a guy that I know. He's a close friend of the family. He was my uncle trains him and stuff like that. He's a close friend of the family.
Trains what?
He does like he trained like he's a personal trainer for him and stuff.
Oh, exercise.
So he was a dude that I've spoken to him and stuff like that. Lived like a crazy life, like wow. You know, I'm not gonna get into details, but he lived a wild life, and excuse me. Now he's very wealthy. He took from what he did to, you know, kind of propel himself into other direction. Went to college and all that. Went into finance, and and I see him, you know, and it's not like, so to me, it's like, you know, he's a wealthy dude, but to me, the best thing, because he loves his kids, you know what I mean? He's got his family, he's got his wife, he's been with his wife since he was like 15 years old. Like, she's been with him through all the stuff, you know what I'm saying? They have 2 beautiful kids and all that. And it was like, you know, to me, it's like just being able to, because yeah, he's wealthy, he has money and stuff like that, right? But it's not even like the wealth part, and it's not even like the money part, because it's more for me of what comes with the money. You know what I mean? Like the
He,
freedom.
he came out of the drama.
Yeah, like he came
made
out of
something.
he came out of the stuff like from the Bronx, living rough, all that. You know what I mean? And he's a white dude. He's a white dude. He can't, which is crazy. Which is crazy.
I would have never in a
Bro.
million years guessed he was white.
I swear to God, he's a white dude, which is wild because he grew up in the, you know what I mean, but he grew up in the Bronx and all that. My uncle's brother-in-law's mom took him in and all that, and used to basically take care of him and all that, and took him in, and you know, and this dude was, you know, crazy, and you know, wealthy now. He just, you know, he's
What does he do
big house.
for work?
He's in finance. Like I never understand what people say when they say they're in finance.
They could be.
It always sounds mad sketchy.
They could
to
be
be
investing
honest.
other people's money.
I think that's
usually.
what he does. I think he
Financial advisor.
He was like he was working with this company, and then I know he was with IBM, like on the executive, like CEO level for a little bit. And he basically, I think he does that. I think he goes into these businesses, finds out what's working for them, what's not working for them, helps them with their
An
portfolio.
advisor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
amazing.
he does like multi-million-dollar deals and all that. Like, dude,
man.
Juju just sold his house for like 2.7 million or whatever. Like, nice house,
man.
bro. Dude, but you know what I mean? His kids, his daughters, you know, she graduated high school. She goes to Sarah Lawrence College right now, paid, you know, sent her to London. They stayed in like I don't even know what the hell. It was like, he was showing me pictures, bro. And it's just like, yo, I see it and I was like, man, like that's what I want to do for my kids, like for my daughters, you know what I mean? Like I want to be able to give them like that life experience, you know what I mean? Like to me, that's real success, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's like to be able to have the freedom that you can have, you know, that money gives. Because not to say that he's not a busy man, you know what I'm saying? I know he's meetings and all that, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of stuff is on his terms, you know what I mean? Like he's creating schedule, he's planning the meetings, he's dealing with these people, you know what I mean? So that's freedom to me, you know. I'm not at the mercy of an employer, you know what I'm saying? I'm not at the mercy of my boss telling me, oh, you got to get this done, you got to get this done, you know what I mean? Like it's all to, you know, I'm planning my own schedule, I'm doing what I have to do. You know what I mean? And, you know, being able to have the finances to make the people's lives around me easier and better, you know what I mean? That to me is important, man, you know, because
That is success. Freedom.
to me,
Freedom
yeah,
is the ultimate
that's
success.
what it is, bro.
Freedom means you could do what you want.
Bro, the
when you
most
want.
valuable currency in this world is time. It is, and you learn that as you get older. You know what I mean? Because you can't get it back. Like just, you know, even the stuff with my kids, bro. My daughter just had her first day of school, man, and I couldn't be there. That's the first time she will ever walk down there to go to school, and I missed that moment. You know what I mean? I missed that moment in her life. I will never get that moment back in my life, ever. And those things, I mean, that stuff is important to me, bro. Like those moments in life, you know what I'm saying? I will never get that opportunity ever again in life. And I'm praying I get that for my little, you know, my youngest one. She's only a year and a half, you know, she still got another like 2-3 years ago before she's like, you know, 4, and then she'll go into like, you know, school and all that. But you know, to miss that from my first daughter, bro, it was heart wrenching. You know, it's depressing. You know what I mean? Like it's, you know, it make any man want to go crazy. Any real man that actually loves their kids and all that, you know, want to go crazy. And there's things like that. You know, I just want to be there, and be able to give them like the best life that I can. You know,
100%. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a football player.
My man. You did that like in high school
Dude, I
and junior
played
high?
North Yonkers Knights.
My man.
Dude,
Alright.
North Yonkers Knights. I started when I was like 4 or 5 years old. Played flag football. I played all the way till I was in high school. I love North Yonkers Knights, man. That was Pop Warner, bro. I played quarterback. I played wide receiver. I played running back, man. We went undefeated one year. Didn't lose a game. Went to the state championships. All that, bro. It was,
Damn.
I got the trophies and everything, man. That was a dope time. I loved playing football. But then, and then I went to middle school. Then I went to high school. I played freshman year high school. And then
You know what?
I got caught up.
Smoking weed.
Yo.
Oh,
my
you
God.
gotta love it.
Yeah.
What are 3 things you need to be happy?
3 things to be happy. I think see, that's a good question. It's a good question, man. 3 things to be happy. Give me a second. Let me ponder for a second.
Go crazy. Take your time.
3 things to be happy. I would say mindfulness, number 1. I think gratitude, number 2, and for number 3, I would say I would say purpose. So, you know what I mean? I think
Nobody ever said those 3. That's crazy. None of those.
yeah.
It's usually family, money, love, peace.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah. I think
But
that's it.
those are deep ass fucking thoughts. I like that. You took your time to think of those. That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, because I read this book and I would recommend it to anybody out there. It's called Ikigai. It's a Japanese word for happiness, right? They actually just did a documentary on Netflix about it, where I was reading this book. So they have these places in the U.S. called blue zones, and these are the zones where they have the happiest and most longevity of people, of like human population, all right?
There's one of
So
them in Cali, I know.
There's like top 5. 2 of them are in Japan, and the other 3 I can't remember again. I can't remember exactly where they were, but one thing I didn't notice that all these blue zones are located by water.
100%.
And I love water, and there's something about the water that soothes and calms and relaxes you, which is kind of bugged out.
It's not bugged out because if you think about it, we were born in a sack of water. We were in our mother's sack in liquid. So for us to automatically be calmed by a waterfall or crashing waves, I think that's why, and I think it's normal. I think we're part of Mother Nature. We're all one. So it makes sense that nature, it could be wind with leaves, it could be birds chirping. Usually nature brings us peace.
That's true.
Or even deeper than that, our first existence was swimming.
Because we're in the sack. Oh! Our first experience ever was swimming as sperm. God damn.
Yeah.
We've been liquid from jump. So every time we're
We always
around
been
water,
in that shit, yeah. That's
feel-
crazy.
yo,
That's wild, yeah.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. Skeet, skeet, skeet.
But yeah, but the book is dope, bro. Like it talks about the Japanese, and do you know that the Japanese culture does not? So you know how in the English language we have the word retire or retired, which means to stop or to cease doing work, whatever. The Japanese culture, there is no word in the culture for something that refers to ceasing work, like retired or something that English language, because they don't believe in. They don't believe in stopping. They don't believe in they don't believe in that. Like, and it's not so much as that they're working, but they believe in always like staying active, keeping yourself busy, whether it be like a project or it be like a hobby or an activity, something, they believe in that book they talk about like the 80% rule when you're eating, where they only eat till they're 80% full. Because when you overeat, like when you eat too much and you're sitting there like, oh my God, like I'm stuffed. What happens is when you overeat, your cells begin to rapidly oxidize. And when your cells oxidize, that causes cell damage that leads to like dementia, Alzheimer's, longer disease that could come up, later on down the line. So they talk about that. They talk about, human interaction. They talk about stimulating your mind, learning new things. These are all things on practices that they use, that in the Ikigai, that they use for longevity and they use for happiness in life. So it's a really interesting book. It's pretty dope. They said they have the documentary out there, and it's true, man. A lot of stuff makes sense, but one of the biggest things that fascinated me was that every one of these locations was by water.
100%. I saw that Netflix
sense.
thing.
Yeah.
There's only one in America,
chance.
and I think it was Cali.
Mm-hmm.
It was California.
I haven't had a
was on
chance
the
to
water.
see it, but I saw, I remember streaming through. I'm like, yo, I want to sit down and watch this. I haven't had a chance to, but yeah, it was.
It was amazing.
I bet.
One of the places are in Italy,
Yeah.
and what's crazy is They look into people's diet and everything. Why
Right.
people live long in this city,
Yeah.
or town or whatever. And in Italy, they ate a lot of carbs, and we know carbs is being a bad thing.
That's not a
But
bad thing.
that town, it is if you just if it matters your lifestyle. In that town, they ate a lot of potatoes and pasta. It was Italy. It was crazy. OD carbs, barely even protein.
Yeah.
But the entire town was hills. So to get to your house, to go to the market,
A lot of
everything is hills.
right. Yeah, that
So
makes
the
sense.
physical exercise,
Yeah.
people who lived over 100 years, they ate carbs all day, but they constantly had to exercise. They were forced to. There's no elevators in their houses. Steps, hills, exercise every single day. Whatever you want to do out of bed, you got to go up and down steps and up and down the hill.
Right.
So it's beautiful. That documentary is very, very beautiful.
And it's like, but that segment too, that the carbs is the carbs bad. Carbohydrates actually carry proteins to your muscles. Carbohydrates actually carry proteins to your nervous system, your central nervous system.
I know we need some. It's just not overdoing it,
it's,
right?
and honestly, it's in moderation, and that's
Everything
what it is.
in moderation.
That's the key word, moderation. You can do anything. You can eat the way you want to eat. You want to eat pizza. You want to have ice cream. It's fine. It's okay. Sugar. It's okay. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that stuff.
It's just not every day, 3 times a day.
You just have to do it in moderation. That's the biggest thing.
That's
Honestly,
it.
That's it.
Control.
Everything in
In
moderation.
this country, well, not even this country. In 2023, it's all about getting the best, living the happiest, eating the best, as much as you can, as fast as you can, all day. Everything. Looking the best, feeling the best, eating the best, everything the best all day, every day. That's not how we're supposed to be.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. It's not how we're physically and mentally supposed to be.
Yeah.
Balance is everything. Balance is everything.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most exciting thing you did? I had this question on my list, and I'm going to guess, and I feel like I'm wrong because you've been through a lot of shit, but it felt like that church experience because that's deeper than an amazing vacation, an amazing skydive, anything physical. That's deeper than physical. So I'm just gonna assume that it is what it was, but please tell me because you've been through so much shit.
Dude, I could write a book, bro.
Exactly.
I could definitely write
You
a
should.
book. I should. You know what, church? Obviously, I feel like that's in a class of its own. But the most exciting thing,
Because when I think of excitement, I think of out of body. You
So,
can't even control the excitement.
here's-
And that sounded crazy. That church thing.
so, all right. So when I moved to Florida, I got into like the EDM scene or whatever. I went to these music festivals, and you know what? Honestly, bro, I'll tell you what.
Were drugs involved?
Of course,
course.
but you know what? I feel like the experiences that I've had in these EDM music festivals where they like, it's just like, bro, the music and the vibes and
Was it
everybody
ecstasy or Molly?
it was all the above.
All right then. So it's everything all together.
Yeah.
The experience, the music,
I think
the love,
it's
and the drugs.
It's a good experience. It's a great.
It is. It is.
And when I did EDC Las Vegas, it was probably like one of the most craziest times I've ever had in my life. Like it was such like you just with people who love, you know what I mean? Like everybody's like loving
Everybody's
them.
on the same page.
And
it's
everybody's
all positivity.
dude. Like you could like slap somebody and they don't even care, bro. It's like you bump somebody in you know what I mean? Like it's just like
they'll appreciate the bump.
they're
It's love.
fine.
It's
Like,
another
everybody's
human.
love
It's
and all
another
that,
soul.
You know what I mean? It's just like
Where did you go? Where was this in Vegas?
this was in the Speedway that did the EDC Las Vegas music festival.
Oh my god!
It was from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my god!
3 days. It was
You need Jesus.
you know what, man? Listen, bro. Life is short, dude. Like, and I'm all about experiences. I'm all about living life. Like I said, I don't judge nobody, so I don't really give a fuck what nobody has to say about what I do. You know what I mean? Because it's like at the end of the day, bro. Like, especially when you're getting older and all that, man. Like, it's like, bro, like who cares, man? Like, just live your life, enjoy yourself, man. Have a good time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people, some people hate whatever. Maybe they can't even have the opportunity to do the stuff that you're doing. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. But it's like, I stopped caring, bro. I just don't even care, man. And like I said, this, like with the three that have like mindfulness, gratitude, and purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I wake up every day, man, and and I thank God. you know, and it's something that I've been actively practicing, you know what I mean? Because I think it's important, because I think there's so many things that we take for granted nowadays. You know, and I just, you know, I thank God for everything, bro. You know, I'm grateful, and you know what I'm saying, and I like to be mindful in the fact that, like, you know, I feel like so many times, like, everybody gets so stressed out and everybody's so pressed because, you know, you're thinking of the future, you're thinking of this, everybody's thinking so far ahead, and it's like, bro, like, yo, I could walk out of here and get hit by a bus right now, and you know what I mean, and that, you know what I'm saying, like,
It is over. Like
and
that.
I'm over here planning for like 10 years down the line. You know what I mean? I'm living my life now for 10 years from now.
Or stressing yesterday.
And I get fucking, you know what I mean?
It's all over.
Gone.
All that stress and drama and anxiety and
you're
depression
holding that.
for nothing.
And you're holding it for nothing. But for what? You feel me? So it's...
Because at the moment, it feels like everything.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know, to me, I've been trying to, like, yo, like, just be present. Be present in the moment. Like, I'm present here with you, with Fran. We here in the podcast, man, you know, doing good things, you know what I mean? Like, just, you know, it's just being in the moment, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that, you know, looking ahead and looking in the future isn't important, because, yeah, like you said, was it preparation? Was it?
The 5 Ps.
The 5 Ps. What is it?
Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
There you go. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So the 5 Ps, you feel me? So it's important that you also have to have some type of preparation, you know, for what's going on. You have some type of plan, right? But
100%.
You have to enjoy the moment, man. You have to
100%.
enjoy, like, what we're living in, because life is crazy, bro. New York is crazy in general. People out here wilding, and it's just like, yo, like, I don't know, man. Like, as I've gotten older, I'm not that old, but you know what I mean? As I've gotten older, bro, I don't know if you notice, but yo, time is boom, 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 boom. It's like, dude, like, I guarantee you right now in October, we're going to be Christmas in no time. These last 3 months fly by, and it's like, yo, like, I feel like when we were younger, like, we had no cares in the world. We had no bills. We had no nothing, like. But now it's always like we're always like, you know, trying to like make this bill, do this, do that. It's like we have so much stuff on our plate, bro. We get so caught up in the everyday, day-to-day stuff that's like people just forget, like, to take a minute and just stop and enjoy, go for a walk. Like, I can't, man. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, time is going by so fast, man. It's going by so fast, and I just want to make sure that I experience and I get to live every moment. Like I said, bro, from growing up to how I grew up in my household and all that, to like all the experiences that I've been through my entire life, bro. Like I've gone from the age of like 15 to like 20, bro, and it's not bright another, bro. I've lived probably a fuller life than most people have lived up until they were 30, bro. Like I've got to experience so much and all that, and it's crazy, bro. Like I just really, like, I'm grateful for it and all that. I don't know if it's a good thing, I don't know if it's a bad thing, but
it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets?
Nah, man. Honestly, if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't change it. You know, because it wouldn't.
It made you who you are today.
It made me who I am today, bro. You know, I would not change it, man. Maybe I would have went back to North Yonkers Nights and scored a couple more touchdowns.
If that's the only regret, that's not bad.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe I would have scored a couple more touchdowns or something like that, you know? Caught a couple more passes or something, you know what I mean? Like, those are fun times. I enjoyed doing that. But, yeah, man, like, I wouldn't take it back, bro. Because for what?
Not bad at all.
For what? You know what I'm saying?
It made you who you are today.
Yeah.
100% it made you who you are today.
Yeah.
What are your overall life goals?
Overall life goals. I would say, you know, now being a father, man, my kids is number one. You know, I just hope that I'm able to put myself in a position that I can be able to give them everything that I want to give them. You know what I mean? That's like goal number one. You know what I mean? I want to be able to give them the best, the absolute best that I can give them. And, you know, just continuing to enjoy life, man. I want to be able to experience different cultures, you know. Thankfully, I was in the military. I got to go to Dubai. I went to Bahrain. I went to Turkey. I went to Portugal. So I got to travel the world a little bit. And I went to do Guatemala. And you know what? And it's, what's what's the crazy part? That's like, yo, like I don't. You meet some people from here in New York. Yeah. You meet that's in Guatemala. It was crazy. You meet some people here, man, in New York, and it's like New York is everything. Like, nah, fuck that. I'm from New York. Like, it's the best city in the world. Like, this is where I'm from, you know what I mean? And they don't ever like get to travel outside of the country and experience other things, bro, which is so sad to me, yo. It's so sad. It's so sad to me. Like, I'm like, yo, like, come on, bro. Like, you have to, like, when you get to experience new cultures and other traditions and all that, it's like a whole.
Yo, people don't leave home and then talk shit about the whole world.
Yeah. Bro, it's crazy. They're like, yo, New York, I bleed blue. Like, yo,
you love New York because it's all you know. You can only love what you know.
Then, yo, fuck out of here. Like, I'm like, yo, nah, come on. Yo, listen, bro. Going to these other honestly, like sometimes, bro, I love some of these other countries more than United States. Like, it's dude, like sadly, yeah. But granted, we have a lot of freedoms, and a lot of people don't understand that because there's countries over there that you can try to go to another country that's like an Islamic country and go try to practice Catholicism or go try to practice Christianity. You get bodied right there in the streets.
Either bodied or jail time.
Exactly.
Even
you get
the government's
to the jail.
on the same page.
Go try to be a gay or a lesbian in another country. You get bodied right there in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Jail or bodied on
But
the
people
spot.
want to act, you know what I mean? But they want to talk crap about the United States, but they want to talk for freedom. People don't understand and take for granted what we have here as U.S. citizens. That do not travel. They said they don't travel, they don't see, they probably don't read, they don't look into stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because bro, we have it good, man. Like, yeah, we going through our stuff, whatever, and it's just like any other. And it's because I feel like we've taken on a lot of the load with the immigration and all that, you know what I mean? Or even the economy, all that stuff has been messed up. But, all in all, we have a lot better than a lot of other countries. But what I do love about going and visiting other countries is the cultures, the traditions, the food, all that, man. It's just cool to see and visit these other places, you know what I mean? And that's what I want to do, man. I want to travel. Like, I would say like my top 5, definitely Tokyo. I love anime. I'm a big anime person, man. I love it. And Tokyo in general. I just want to go to Japan. Singapore. Singapore has the only Michelin star street food. Nowhere else in the world.
I know. I know.
Come on, bro. Talk about it.
You know what's insane? I don't know if you know. You know why it's called Michelin star?
No.
The tire brand. They created the whole idea just so people could drive more and waste tires.
Nah.
Go try that restaurant. Go try that restaurant. Go try that. Go try that.
Now, the way it started,
it's true.
Are you that ass?
The way it started was back in the day of the maps. The first maps, like the first actual maps, was called like Michelin, like in the Michelin book.
Right.
So what happened was when you would drive to places, you would want to go eat somewhere. So they would have like the restaurants for where you should eat at these different places. But then it started to evolve with like, oh no, these restaurants are better than these restaurants. And then it started to evolve more and more and more.
Wow.
So it was tied into the tires, right? Because like driving to go from town to town, but also with this book that would show you like which restaurants and like what lodging to go to and all that kind of shit. So that was the first Michelin ratings or whatever. Like, oh nah, you should go here instead of here. Wow. And then it evolved over time.
Yeah. I always wondered what the Michelin star, because there's a Michelin 1, 2, 3 star, whatever. Obviously Gordon Ramsay, that's my guy, man. I watch all Gordon Ramsay stuff. Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, he's good.
Master Chef, all that.
You tried his food, his restaurants?
Bro, my favorite restaurant ever. Dude.
You tried
what's
it
to
called?
Gordon Ramsay.
What's the
I went to the
breaded
Beef
steak?
Wellington.
Beef Wellington.
Dude, I went
had
to
it in
Gordon
Atlantic
Ramsay
City.
Steak and Harrah's in Atlantic City for my birthday. Oh my God.
How you feel about the Beef Wellington that he made? Quality.
Delicious, bro.
Quality.
They come out with the rack of meat too. They roll it out right next to your table. I'm like, man, I already know what I want. I want the Beef Wellington. That's it. Even, bro, everything to the appetizers, bro, I didn't even know what the fuck a puree was until I went to that restaurant. Dude, like, I don't eat like that, you feel me? But I was like, yo, I want to treat myself, whatever. Like, bro, everything was amazing at Beef Wellington. The appetizers, the this and that, the size, everything was immaculate, bro. Amazing, bro. To this day, my favorite restaurant. Amazing, yo. It's definitely, if you want to go treat yourself and you want to have a great experience and you want to have some really great food, you know, bro.
Rames's name on it is official.
Yo.
This conversation could go on for 72 hours.
Yeah. Facts.
We got to end it.
Yeah.
Give them any advice you want to give them, how people can find you, anything you got going on.
Listen, man, my Instagram is Jonathan_G_914. Listen, I'm all about living life. If you want to learn about Ironmans, what it takes to become an Ironman, it's an amazing process. You know, you can start off small, work your way up. Like I said, I got hooked. I got addicted to it. Even if you want to, you know, get into running and all that, I'm about to start a running group to get people to do the New York City Marathon, because to me, that's hands down one of the best races. You want to talk about a block party for 26 miles, New York City Marathon is where it's at. So yeah, man, I'm excited. You know, I'm gonna keep moving, keep forward. Just, you know, love life. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing. Remember that you can do whatever that you want to do. I know it's like such a thing that everybody say, like
cliche.
A cliche. Yeah, it's such a cliche that people say, but I'm gonna tell you from me personally, yo, like from my perspective, that you can do anything.
Cliches are real.
Yes, you can
all
do
those phrases are real.
You could do anything that you put your mind to. Yo, I just did 144.6 miles, 15 hours, 20 minutes. Yo, it was the most craziest, most excruciating thing ever. But I'm telling you, like, and that's not even, you know, like I said, anything. You put your mind to it, you could do it. So it's, yeah.
You put your mind to anything, you can do it.
That's it.
Create a goal. Figure out what you want to do. Create a goal. Work towards that goal. You can achieve that goal 100%. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Thank you very much for watching. Peace and love.